Google Stadia, is it good? Is there lag? Is there latency? Do people even want a cloud-based gaming service? What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Monkeyflop here, and welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to share with you guys my personal experience with Google Stadia. I went to E3 and I got my hands on it, and I actually played hours of it on several different days, and I wanted to share that with you guys. Now, before we discuss Google Stadia and if there's lag or latency, I did want to go over the fact that, a lot of people aren't on board yet with cloud-based gaming. In fact, I myself find it really hard to move into the digital day and age of video games because I like to own my physical copies. If I own a game and it's up on the shelf, I know I own it forever. If I own it digitally, it's kind of scary because there's so many things that could happen to where it gets pulled off of the PlayStation Network, or it could get pulled off of whatever game service that you have. We can look at Scott Pilgrim, Ninja Turtles. Recently, WWE 2K15 got pulled off of the PlayStation Network as well. And a lot of that has to do with licensing. These companies that develop games, they go and get licensing for, the music or whatever it could be. And if they don't renew it, well, the game could just simply disappear. So that's one of the fears that we have. But then also, people aren't really on board with just renting the game. That's kind of like the perception that people have of cloud-based gaming. We can look at Netflix, for example. And Netflix is a great service that is loved by millions of people, and millions of people are subscribed to it. You don't own the videos, you don't own the movies or TV shows or whatever you're watching. You're just pretty much paying for a subscription to rent the movies and have access to them. How many times have you seen a movie on Netflix, get added, and you get so excited, like, oh man, this is my favorite movie, or one of my favorite movies, or TV shows, and then months down the line, it gets removed, and it never comes back to Netflix. A lot of people get really frustrated with that, and a lot of people get upset. And, a lot of people are looking at that and saying, okay, is this what's going to happen with cloud-based gaming as well? Are we going to see games on this cloud-based service, and then all of a sudden, months later or a year later, it just disappears? So I understand the pros and cons of why people are kind of hesitant to jump into this cloud-based, gaming service, especially myself. I think it's a cool idea because if I pay a lot less money to have access to all of these games, it kind of makes sense. But do the pros outweigh the cons, or do the cons outweigh the pros? I'm kind of confused, to be honest with you guys. Let me know in those comments down below. Now let's go ahead and talk about Google Stadia, because at E3 I actually get to play Google Stadia, and I honestly didn't know at first I was playing Google Stadia. I just saw Doom, and I beeline straight for Doom, and I wanted to play it, and oh my gosh, by the way, Doom is freaking amazing. It's so good. I can't wait to play it. I played this game when it's still in development. It's not even released yet. And the demo that I played was very, very good. I didn't have any issues with the demo whatsoever. And that was really shocking and surprising to me. Because, if you play an early access game, whether it's on PC, Xbox, or PS4, most of the time you're gonna experience some lag. You're gonna experience some latency. You're gonna experience glitches in the game. Heck, I went out and played Borderlands 3. Borderlands 3 is a big AAA game published by 2K Games and Gearbox Studios. And I experienced lag, I experienced latency, I experienced glitches. There was one time where they actually had to restart the game. And with Doom, I'm playing it, and I honestly thought I was playing on an Xbox controller. It looked like one, okay. But about 20 minutes into it, I'm like, what is this button? And I had to look at the controller, and I'm like, wow, I really haven't played Xbox in so long. I don't know what buttons they are. And then I realized I'm playing on Google Stadia, and I'm like, holy cow! This is actually pretty good. I'm giving my unbiased opinion because a lot of people were telling me like, oh man, you're going to experience lag, you're going to experience latency. But all of the people that were telling me that hadn't even touched the console. So I took it as a perfect opportunity to test it out and play it. And over the course of 3 days at E3, I've spent hours playing Google Stadia. I'm not sure exactly how much, but I played Doom so many times over, and I played it every single day because YouTube Gaming had it at their little event that they were having for us that was a little bit outside of the convention center. So I took advantage of the fact that there's no lines to play Doom, and I really was freaking loving Doom, and I played Google Stadia. Now, they were streaming off a MacBook Pro. I didn't have any issues with, Google Stadia at all. I didn't see any lag. I didn't see any latency. I didn't see what these people have been talking about and kind of like just talking trash about this gaming system. I do believe that we live in a day and age where, it's really easy to hate on something, and it's kind of cool to hate on something. And, other people will jump on that bandwagon so quickly, and yet they haven't even had the experience with the console themselves. So my experience with Google Stadia has been nothing but good. I'm kind of curious to see how it plays on, the Google Chromecast or whatever the heck they're also going to be streaming it off of. And when I get it, I'm going to be testing it on different, different devices as well to kind of see how it is. If I look at remote play on the PlayStation 4, if I'm streaming directly from my high-end PC, then, remote play runs perfectly fine. But if I try to stream it off my laptop or any other device, PS4 remote play doesn't work that well. So I'm kind of thinking that might be the case for Google, but then again, they are a freaking bajillion-dollar company with, loads of money that they can invest on this product, and I'm sure they probably already have. So I'm really curious to see how this all plays out. But as for me and my experience with Google Stadia has been nothing but great. A lot of people have been asking me, yo, Monkeyflop, you gonna be getting Google Stadia when it comes out? And I'm like, yeah, it's really cheap. Like, if you already own a streaming, device that's capable of running Google Stadia, then you only have to buy the controller, which is like $70. That's the same price as like a PlayStation 4 controller, but you get an entire like console with it. Or you can go with the I think it's like $135 for the actual controller and the streaming device as well. So I'm going to be getting it because I'm really curious to see how this is. Now, it's really up to you. A lot of people have been asking me, should I be getting Google Stadia when it gets released? I'm like, honestly, it's really up to you. If you have the money, if you have the funds to actually spend a little bit extra, then by all means, go for it. But for me, I want to buy it because I'm really curious and I want to test it out and I want to play around with it and I want to see, what this thing is capable of, outside of just playing Doom, what this is capable of, what the features are going to be available, and also I want to provide more information to you guys. Like, you know what, Google Stadia is amazing. You should buy it. Or, you know what, it's kind of like poop. Stay away from it. Or, also giving you guys and providing you guys information about games that, are on Google Stadia, how they run, how they perform, and what's coming out next. So, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions about all of that in the comment section below. I know this was like a long-winded video, but I wanted to share like all of my thoughts and opinions about Google Stadia because personally, like, I'm scared of moving into the direction that the video game companies are pretty much forcing us to move into. It's not Google, it's not PlayStation, it's not Xbox, it's all of these CEOs that see that digital games in digital media, whether it being digital games that you purchase or digital games that you just stream off of a cloud-based service, they're seeing this as, okay, this is more cost effective. We don't have to spend money on putting it in the stores, creating box art for it, printing box art for it, assembling the boxes, creating the disc and all that stuff. There's a lot of expenses when it comes to physical games as opposed to just you know, just putting the freaking file on the cloud-based service or the PlayStation Network or Xbox. So, you know, those are my opinions. Let me know your guys' thoughts in those comments down below. Make sure to hit a like, and if you guys are new, please subscribe with those bell notifications turned on, and I will see you guys in the next news update. You guys are freaking awesome.